with the entertainment and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
And good morning, Las Vegas. How are we doing today?
Yay!
Oh, Dave, hi.
Yes, sir. Back in the building, man.
Oh, man.
It's been a minute, man. It seems like I ain't seen you in months.
It's been a crazy couple of weeks, dude.
Yeah, last week we was yeah, you was gone. You was traveling. Yeah, it's been wild, man. Everything is moving in the right direction. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on this Sunday morning. God bless you all.
Yeah, thank you. We do appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM. It is the talk of Las Vegas. We've got the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment for you. And I'll tell you what, Dave, what a 7 or 8 days of pro wrestling. Holy cow. Yikes.
Holy cow. Sweet baby Jesus.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it was good stuff, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Wrestle Dream was amazing. One bad thing about it, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
I'm sure there was more than one. I mean, one thing off top, CM Punk wasn't there.
Oh, get over it.
Never.
Jeez.
Never.
You may be getting your dose of CM Punk soon enough.
I think I will.
Maybe.
I think I will.
We'll see. But Wrestle Dream was amazing. Of course, we had WWE Fastlane last night. Plus, Tony Khan was not being outdone yesterday on Collision either on Saturday night.
He wasn't?
He was not.
I think he was. We'll take a look at the ratings.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. They weren't playing last night.
They tried.
We've got NXT coming up this week with Dynamite on Tuesday. A big war apparently coming up on Tuesday night. WWE is calling in the big guns. And I mean the big ones. You think Dave, do you think that, when they say, they're not our competitors, they're just a secondary company.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they really believe that?
I don't think competing like they're ever going to take the title. But I think when they say that, they're like, yeah, it's whatever. But, I mean, they're going to toy with them. They're going to poke with them. I mean, why not? It's wrestling. Let's go all out warfare.
Yeah, if you didn't see what's going to be going on Tuesday, and there'll be a good way to open the segment. AEW had to move Dynamite from Wednesday to Tuesday. And, of course, that is NXT's night.
Mm-hmm.
So they will be going head-to-head on Tuesday. Now, we had all that little fun when Dynamite was on Tuesday nights. And Dynamite always beat NXT. Here are the lineups for these two shows.
Before you break that down, didn't that happen this week too, where they went head-to-head? Or was that just... No. Or is that's coming up? Okay.
It's coming up Tuesday. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So AEW has put this group together. Adam Copeland, the former Edge, taking on Luchasaurus. Chris Jericho against Powerhouse Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
AEW Women's Championship, Saraya takes on Hikaru Shida. Hangman Adam Page against Switchblade Jay White, who will be challenging for the AEW World Championship at Full Gear. And Bryan Danielson meets up with Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, that's an action-packed card right there.
That is a fun card.
Is it a pay-per-view?
It could be.
Might as well.
It's not a bad lineup.
Yeah, not bad.
Here's your lineup for NXT.
Okay.
Tell me if there's a few names on this that aren't typically on NXT. Are you ready?
Gobbledygooker?
No gobbledygooker.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes will be making a huge announcement. Cody's never been on NXT. Roxanne Perez against Asuka. So Asuka will be back on NXT. Butch, Ridge Holland, and Tyler Bate will be taking on Gallus in a Pub Rules match. So those guys will be continuing their feud from what happened at NXT No Mercy last week.
What's a Pub Rules match?
It's like an Irish pub.
Well, what are the rules in an Irish pub?
There are no rules in an Irish pub.
So it's a no rules
The only
match.
rule in an Irish pub match is after you're done, you'll have to drink beer.
Oh, okay. Well, wouldn't you drink beer before you got started with this brawl?
You could.
I think that would.
You could be drinking beer during.
It could be a brew fest.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Shout out to them.
Braun Breaker will be taking on Carmelo Hayes. Of course, this is a rematch from NXT Stand Deliver back around WrestleMania weekend. But there's a little bit of a twist. In the corner of Carmelo Hayes is none other than John Cena.
Who?
You've heard of that guy.
Oh, yeah, John Cena.
You know, you can't see me.
Right. You heard of him. You ain't seen him, though.
He is in Carmelo Hayes' corner. I don't even know if those guys have ever met.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And in the corner of Braun Breaker is Paul Heyman, the legendary manager.
Oh, yeah.
Leading the bloodline. The advocate.
Yeah.
Now, has he ever worked with Braun Breaker before?
I think they had a stint back in 83.
Maybe with his dad.
Yeah, maybe.
Or his uncle.
Well, he's looking for new talent, man. It makes sense.
And there is a rumor that The Undertaker will also be popping in. He's apparently going to be at the Performance Center on Tuesday. There was a commercial that had the bong at the end of it.
The bong.
And not the smoking bong.
No, there wasn't smoking.
No, not the smoking bong. The Undertaker's gong, bong, whatever you want to call it. So apparently The Undertaker may be making his first ever appearance on NXT as well. So you are adding Paul Heyman, John Cena, Asuka, and Cody Rhodes, and The Undertaker to the NXT, which is WWE's developmental show.
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
Okay.
Don't tell me if you're WWE that you are not in competition. Please.
I say WWE, that's the business. So why not just squash them? Like, let's end that for them early, you know? Anything you can do, we can triple, quadruple, and do it way better, is what WWE is saying. I mean, there's no way. Now, keep in mind, AEW, they got some dope matches on that card. So, I mean, I would rather watch those matches than see all this, Undertaker. Come on.
Yeah, what's he doing on NXT?
Who knows? He's just going to say something. He's probably going to walk out, just say something, roll his eyes back in his head, and roll on out of town.
Because the other thing is that you're not really going to follow this up on NXT. Like, right. Cena and Heyman are getting into it because Cena's messing with the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that little portion of it makes sense. But this doesn't make... What is John Cena doing with Carmelo Hayes? Zero.
They might be friends.
I don't even think they're friends.
Well, so storyline aspect of it, zero sense.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, I don't know. We can't try to make sense. We know what it is.
Why are you pulling Braun Breaker into the bloodline battle? Come on.
So, tell me this.
Yeah.
Because what am I hearing? Adam Copeland came back. Was that Wednesday?
No, he was at Wrestle Dream was when he made his first appearance.
But then didn't he come on TV? I mean,
he was on Dynamite on Wednesday. We're going to talk about that.
Okay, and there was because I heard ratings was down. They were saying WWE beat.
Well, there was actually a reason that their ratings got screwed up because apparently Warner Brothers messed up and Warner Brothers Discovery messed up the time that they had put out to everybody of when Dynamite was going to be on. They listed it at 4 p.m. instead of 8 o'clock. So it completely screwed up the Nielsen ratings.
I don't know.
They put a statement out about it.
Well, you got to have some kind of reason. Somebody dropped the ball.
Yeah, somebody dropped the ball. Warner Brothers Discovery did.
Well, what time is this usually on?
8.
Well, I think that everybody
they
would
put
tune
it
in.
They said at 4.
Yeah, so I guess. Well, I don't know.
But that screws the ratings up too when you put the wrong time out. Trust me, I know a little bit about this.
You know a little something about.
I do know a little bit about this.
All right. Well,
like when we pulled a 7-2 for July, we were number 2 in the market in the key male demo. Yeah.
Look at us. We need to get them women.
Well, we'll work on it.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. That voice.
Oh,
hey,
Lord.
ladies. Hey, ladies, tap in, tune in.
That's unbelievable. But yeah, this will be a pretty interesting Tuesday night. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with when the numbers come in, but I think WWE's going a little overboard.
Yeah,
Just a little.
It seems it definitely seems like too much. Like, and it doesn't even make sense. So it's not like there's anything you really want to see, except we've seen Cena. I mean, we just saw him yesterday. So, and Undertaker, I mean, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, on NXT,
don't make no sense.
It doesn't. It's just here we've got these Christmas ornaments. They're really nice that we're going to put on our tree. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's if that was you and there's a competing show on Sunday mornings 8 to 10, we're gonna pull out the stops, even if we're squashing them like ants, which I don't recommend squashing ants because they're doing a good job out there for the earth. But you know what I'm saying? Like we still gonna give it our all. Why not?
Yeah, but we're gonna do our normal show. You know, we're gonna keep doing a really good show. But I'm not gonna like all of a sudden go run out and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go get everybody in here in the studio that I possibly can and change the show up. You're changing the show.
You're just bringing in your big guns.
Yeah,
flexing. You're just flexing a little bit.
I don't need to flex.
Well, you don't. I mean, you're Mark Hoke.
We don't need to flex. We're good. Well, but that's what I'm saying. NXT's good anyway. So
annihilate them. Get them out of there.
It's just crazy. But so a new Tuesday Night War, and Tony Khan and Triple H are going to get into a little Donnybrook here. It should be fun.
It is not a war. What'd you just say? Omos just launched out 50 million missiles?
No,
that's a squash match.
No.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the world, man. Wrestling and business. That's all I do.
Dave, you have lost your mind.
I have.
Oh, we should be, by the way, getting our good friend from Cincinnati, Cage Side Seats, SB Nation. Rick Ucchino is going to be joining us here, hopefully in a little bit, as he was at Fastlane last night, dominating the press conference. By the way,
oh yeah, you took
dominated,
kind of like Mark at Wrestle Dream.
You know, that was funny. I mean, we're going to talk about that,
okay,
because that was something, to say the least. I got to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, you did, man.
I did.
Very, very inquisitive. I enjoy watching it, man. I hear little Mark's voice back there. I was like, that's my guy. Look at my guy go.
but I will say this before we go to break. And normally I stay away from sound bites on the show because I don't want to run into any issues with copyrights. But at the WWE press conferences, they usually only get about like 3 questions in, maybe 4 for each person that comes out.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this, Dave? Did you see it last night?
No, I didn't watch the media scrum. I got home late.
Okay. Brace yourself.
Yeah, brace myself.
Here we go.
Of course, if she wants, I'm ready for Taylor Swift.
That's right. She sounds right.
Baby.
Now, right now, you did an amazing job beating 2 of the biggest in the business, Charlotte Flair, of course, and Asuka. But there's someone making headlines outside of wrestling, Taylor Swift. That's right. I brought her name into the room. I knew this would happen.
I would have completely.
Could we see Taylor Swift in the WWE possibly going for your championship gold? That's right.
You know Taylor Swift?
I brought up Taylor Swift.
Yeah. You want to wrestle her?
Want to wrestle Taylor Swift?
What's the...
What do you...
Do you want to wrestle Taylor Swift possibly at WrestleMania in
What?
Philly?
Are you crazy?
I'm a little crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, of course. If
Yeah, that was what happened at the press conference last night.
We got a caller. Caller, you're on the air.
No, yeah.
Let's get him in here. Let's see who it is.
We got a caller. I'm sure that's probably Rick there. But yeah, so
let's get him on the air. Let's go, man. Let's be impromptu, man. That's what the people want to see. A little chaos, a little something. It could be Hulk Hogan.
But seriously, dude.
Yeah.
You asked Iyo Sky if she wants to wrestle Taylor Swift at WrestleMania with the limited amount of time that you have. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah. That was Rick?
I don't know. I haven't answered yet because we're going to go to a
No,
commercial break.
I'm saying that clip was Rick.
No, that was not Rick.
Oh, that was somebody else.
That was somebody else.
Okay, because I was about to go in and I was like, he's a guest. I don't want to roast him this early, but Hey, he made it to the Mark Hoke show. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't hear no other questions being played. So, and yeah, maybe it'll bring her in.
That was dumb.
And then it's like Nostradamus.
Yeah.
Well,
very dumb.
It seemed like it got a good pop.
Well, you know what? I think we need to get a good pop and take a break. And then when we come back, we are going to hear from Ucchino, who that was on the phone, by the way.
Mm.
So as soon as we
Hulk Hogan?
No, it was not Hulk Hogan. When we come back, we're going to hear from Ucchino out of WLW in Cincinnati, as will give us a live report of what happened at Fastlane and a whole lot more. So, guys, stick around here on the Mark Hoke Show. David Difference, I'm Mark Hoke. We'll be right back. The Mark Hoke Show is proud to announce our partnership with pro wrestling's premier charity, the Cauliflower Alley Club. For nearly 60 years, the CAC has stood strong, assisting members of the wrestling industry in their times of need. Please join us in supporting the Cauliflower Alley Club by becoming a member for just $25 a year or make an individual donation today. Go to caulifloweralleyclub.org and give back to the people that have brought us so much entertainment and joy in pro wrestling. Once again, that's caulifloweralleyclub.org.
You know, a lot of lawyers who advertise here don't even live here. If they say Nevada, they're not from around here. If they think our capital is Las Vegas, they're not from around here. I'm Richard Harris, and I am from Nevada. I grew up here. I went to school here. I raised my family here. No one knows Nevada like we do. If you've been injured, call me, Richard Harris, of the Richard Harris Law Firm, 444-4444, just in case.
Financial literacy is the best equalizer and fastest path out of situational and generational poverty. Junior Achievement of Southern Nevada has led the way in teaching financial and workforce education to students in kindergarten through 12th grade. But Junior Achievement can't do it alone, so we invite the business community and general public to join us by investing in youth today to prepare them for the business of life. There are many ways to get involved by sponsoring, donating, or volunteering.
You can change the future for all Nevadans.
Learn more at jasnv.org. This message is sponsored by the Junior Achievement of Southern Nevada, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station. Learn more at jasnv.org. That's jasnv.org.
On Facebook, I saw someone posted...
It's going to turn you into a zombie.
Created by the government.
They're going to plant a chip into your body.
It's the mark of the beast.
This is fake.
This information is just about as bad as the pandemic itself.
This information is easy. You don't see the harm it does.
COVID taught us
health matters.
Stop the spread of misinformation.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and aired in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
Nevadans, you are not alone. If you or someone you care about is experiencing thoughts of suicide, feelings of anxiousness, or battling any other mental health crisis, we are here for you. Introducing 988, the new 3-digit dialing code for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 connects you to compassionate, confidential support for free. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and get you additional help if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are never alone in crisis. Just call, text, or chat 988.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and look and feel your best. Our regenerative medicine clinic utilizes stem cell and exome therapy. We also have a comprehensive weight loss program and numerous other services you can find on our website at infinitewellness.info. We're located at 8925 West Post Road, Suite 100, right across from IKEA. You can book your appointment today by calling us at 702-842-2244 or find us on social media at infinitewellness.lv. We'd love to be a part of your journey.
1015 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show here, live on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. I'm Mark Hoke. My cohort, David Difference.
Hi, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Keep it low, man.
Subdued.
All right. Let's get our guest on the air because he was not subdued last night at the press conference.
I don't see him. Is he in here?
No, he's on the phone.
He don't want to show that beautiful face, huh?
That's all right. Let's get him on here. Rick Ucchino. How you doing, bud?
I was gonna say the way I look right now, yeah, I probably don't want to be on camera. Like, I got back in around 2. I fell asleep at 3. I woke up at like 7 because my daughter jumped into bed. So, yeah, I'm a little rough this morning, but I'm at home alone with the boy at the moment. So he's jumping up and down on my lap, so I can't really be on a computer screen right now.
Fair enough. So, how was Fastlane last night?
It was fun. It was a really, really fun show. Really hot crowd. It's not mommy, buddy. All right. Yeah. He assumes anytime I'm on the phone that I'm talking to mom. But no, really, really good show, and then a really, really interesting press conference afterwards,
to say the least. Well, of course, the main title change was, of course, the Undisputed Tag Team titles, as Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are now the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. Were you a little surprised that happened and they took the belts off the Judgment Day?
I was, but it's like it was one of those booking decisions I didn't really understand it, or really didn't know that I needed it until it happened. You hear Cody and Jey, talk about what it meant to them to win those titles together afterwards, and both of them growing up in the business, both of them having Hall of Fame fathers. And another one of these just full circle moments. And this is something I brought up with Cody in the media scrum. The last time he won a tag team championship in WWE, he beat Jimmy and Jay 9 years ago.
Wow.
At Night of Champions in September of 2014. So now to come 9 years later and he's winning tag team gold with Jey Uso, as they have both now elevated themselves to main event level caliber performers. Like, this just worked. It was the crowd ate it up, and I think it set something up here for Damian, because you saw last night he was pissed off. He didn't want to leave empty-handed. He had to be talked out of cashing in his briefcase because he could barely walk. And I think maybe they might start heavily teasing more that Damian's going to be going after the World Heavyweight Championship now. But hey, this gives something for Cody to do until they figure out what he's going to do at WrestleMania. Maybe they already know what he's going to do at WrestleMania, whether it's going to be Roman Reigns, whether it's going to be, I don't know, dare I say CM Punk, whatever it is, right? Whatever they end up being, this is a good spot for him and for Jey to be in right now. And I think it kind of puts that speculation to rest that Cody Rhodes is going to be the one that ends up going to SmackDown for Jey Uso. So going to be interesting to see who finally does complete that trade, even though I do think it's going to be Kevin Owens.
Well, one thing that I thought of too is that it weaves Cody back into the bloodline story. So,
they did that when he orchestrated the whole entire trade. That was my thought process immediately there, Mark. We're on the same page of, he put himself right back into bloodline business. Those were his ulterior motives for getting Jey traded over to Monday Night Raw. And I'm like, okay, well, now we got our way for Cody to float back to the island of relevancy, because he's been on this raft adrift at sea, going further and further and further out. And I thought that was the way to get him back in. But with The Rock showing up now on television, I have no idea what the heck is going on.
Yeah, I think they kind of want it that way too. Don't you think so, Dave?
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
I was trying to make sense of this whole thing, but yeah, now it makes sense that like he's back in the mix somehow. I don't understand the tag team, or where they're going to go with it, but I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Like you were saying, Rick, like why they brought him back into the mix of the bloodline.
Yeah, well, another guy that got back in the mix and a guy that we've seen here a lot in Las Vegas on the indie scene is Carlito.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the son of the legend is back in the WWE. I'm guessing he's going to be part of the LWO, but Carlito was looking good and bailed out Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar last night when they were taking on Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. So Carlito's back. What do you think?
I'm surprised it took this long because he's reportedly been signed with WWE for quite some time. He, canceled a lot of indie dates over the summer, and Sean Rossap from Fightful.com has said he's been signed for the longest time, and they just apparently didn't have anything for him to do. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, how coming off of the show in Puerto Rico, do you have nothing for him? You can't think of anything for this man to do? I did think it was a little weird how they decided to bring him in mid-match last night. That was a little confusing as to why they would go that direction. And while it's nice that the LWO gets a win, I was a little, I don't know. I have mixed emotions about Lashley's group eating an L like this early into their tenure. Unless it's going to lead to a split between the Street Profits, in which case I was expecting Dawkins to take another pinfall loss here, and instead it was Montez Ford. So I'm a little confused about a lot of what they did last night, but yeah, Carlito's back. He got a huge pop. His new music is controversial, but I'm glad to see Carlito back. He's in fantastic shape. He looks great. I'm excited to see what they got cooking for him.
Yeah, so we'll see what the future holds for Carlito as we move forward. Iyo Sky defends the WWE Women's Championship successfully against Asuka and Charlotte with a little help from Bayley. So your favorite, Iyo Sky, keeps it rolling.
Look, I was ecstatic when Iyo won this match. She needed this. If you think about the last two Money in the Bank winners, when they cashed in, it was Nikki ASH and it was Liv Morgan, and both of them dropped the belt within 6 weeks of winning it and really never sniffed the main event scene after it. And, before her injury, at least Liv stayed somewhat relevant to where Nikki ASH, or now Nikki Cross again, has not been able to get any momentum whatsoever, period, end of story. And she was having some of the best matches of her career during that stretch, that 4-week stretch that she had with Charlotte, where her entire story was, okay, I'm the champion now, but do I deserve it? And I'm like, well, if that's the story, you better freaking beat Charlotte at SummerSlam. And then she didn't. So I'm sitting here, I'm going, what was the entire point of the Money in the Bank briefcase the last 2 years if you're not going to elevate your talent up? Thankfully, with the women's tag team titles, Liv Morgan fared a little bit better. But they really needed to come out strong with Iyo Sky with this WWE tag. Hi, honey. Yes, I see. Give me a few minutes, okay? Yes. All right, honey. Give me a few minutes.
Oh, the kids.
Yes. She's back from the store, and she has a new blow-up Halloween cat, and she's thrilled about it. But anywho, so they really needed to come out strong with Iyo Sky's title run here to really kind of establish her and get her going. And it's been slower than I would have liked, because she has not felt like she has been the sun that the rest of the SmackDown Women's division revolves around, right? It's really been a collective effort, and she hasn't really been the main focus of the SmackDown Women's division, not even of Damage Control. It's still Bayley. Bayley is still the main character of Damage Control, and I'm just sitting here and I'm going, okay, well, when is it going to be Io's time to shine? And I really did not want her to lose last night and have it be over before it even really got going. But she had a great matchup with Asuka on SmackDown. Last night's triple threat was spectacular. She gets the win. And I have to agree with Triple H and what Triple H said. Bayley, to her credit, everybody wants to crap on her because she's lost 85% of her matches or whatever it is this year. who cares? She is the MVP of the women's division. She is all about elevating others. And she has been the MVP of Iyo's title run. You got to think back to the Money in the Bank cash-in where she ran 120 yards down the middle of Ford Field like she was blocking for Jameer Gibbs to open up Iyo to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase. And then last night lifted her up, providing the distraction, allowing Iyo to hit the moonsault and pin Charlotte Flair, which was a move I hope they would do, because the last time that Iyo Sky was in a triple threat match with Charlotte Flair, it was in NXT for the NXT Women's Championship where Iyo won that match, but she pinned Rhea Ripley to win the title. So she pinned Charlotte Flair here last night to hang on to the WWE Women's Championship. I thought Bayley's interference made sense, and hopefully it'll shut up people like Michael Cole who just want to keep questioning Bayley's motives as far as it comes with damage control.
Yeah, shame on Michael Cole.
Shame.
Dirty rat.
In all seriousness, though, Michael Cole has been getting a lot of flowers in recent months, and he deserves it. Like, he got like a standing ovation and a Michael Cole chant last night, as did Corey Graves. It was great to see.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. And, well, Cole's been turned loose a little bit since Vince kind of had to step back a little. So it's been fun to see. John Cena, LA Knight last night, and LA Knight got just a ton of love. And John Cena played Ricky Morton yesterday, taking the beating for LA Knight.
The whole match.
That was kind of fun. I was digging that.
So
you're not a Cena guy?
Oh, I'm a Cena guy. I just thought it was pretty neat that he got beat up.
Oh, you like that?
So this was it. If you have any questions about the trajectory that LA Knight is on, don't have them anymore. Look at this match. This was a tag team match involving John Cena, and LA Knight got the John Cena treatment. LA Knight was the one that was on the outside waiting for the hot tag while John Cena got his ass beat. That is the opposite of how every John Cena tag team match has ever been booked, ever. It's all about the other talent building up the hot tag for John Cena. And last night, Cena paid it forward and did it for LA Knight. And look, you had, in a matter of minutes, Pat McAfee come out in Indianapolis, which the crowd lost their mind. John Cena came out, and the crowd lost their mind. And then LA Knight comes out, and the crowd did not lose an ounce of energy or emotion whatsoever. They were just as much on their feet after a solid 3 or 4 minutes of cheering straight for Cena and McAfee, and then got back up on their feet right up to equal levels with LA Knight. He gets a big win last night. John Cena puts over LA Knight in the post media scrum afterwards. I did love LA Knight's answer when I asked him, like, are you able to kind of enjoy any of this in the moment? And he was very blunt. He said, no, because, he's just, he's had those careers where he's always had to fight back and push back. And there's always been something that comes up. So it's hard to really kind of enjoy things, but, he's trying to, and he should enjoy this because this is one of those runs that doesn't happen very often. It's happening more often now since Triple H took over as the chief content officer, but he's on a magical carpet ride at the moment, and it may lead him to Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia here in 4 weeks.
There you go. And of course, we're on with Ucchino, 700 WLW in Cincinnati. Of course, SB Nation, Cage Side Seats, Believe Network. Just the man does it all. He really does. It's unreal. I want to ask you about this one more match, and then do you have time to stick around for another segment, or?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Let's talk about the World Championship match with Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura. These guys took a beating last night, and but I will say I was a little surprised Seth got to keep the title. I really thought quite a few times Shinsuke was going to win that match, which is a sign of a good match, I suppose. But are you a little surprised Seth walked out with it?
I'm surprised. Yeah. And that's not to say that I thought Shinsuke was going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. I thought the second that they put this match in the main event that we were getting a title change. I thought for sure Damian Priest was going to cash in last night, and it didn't happen, which was interesting because this match has not been booked as the main event picture throughout the entirety of this feud. This has been the match that has been on the 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9:30, 10 o'clock segments. It's never been the main event segment. The main event segment on Monday Night Raw has always been Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Bloodline, Jey Uso, some mixture of those combined talents in the main event scene. And then I'm looking at the card. I'm like, oh, well, John Cena's on it with LA Knight. They're the main event spot over on SmackDown. So clearly one of those two matches is gonna close the show. Not the World Heavyweight Championship should have closed the show. It's the major title on the card, but just the way that they have set up the television the last few weeks, I thought it was odd that all of a sudden now Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins is the main event. And I'm going, okay, let me read the tea leaves here. We're getting a title change. We're getting something big that's going to happen here. And I also thought it was weird that initially they weren't going to do a post-media scrum. And then like just a few days before the event, I get an email saying, hey, we're going to do a post-media scrum. And I'm like, okay, I thought something huge was going to happen to close the night. It didn't happen. So, kudos to WWE. They sold me down a river on that one. But this has been the best work of Shinsuke Nakamura's career by far. You heard Triple H talk about that. I had a list. Guys, when I tell you, I had a Christmas level list of questions I wanted to ask Triple H last night, and I got one of them, and I chose the Edge question, obviously. But I would love to ask him about the comments that he made about Shinsuke Nakamura. He says, hey, look, this is the Shinsuke Nakamura I've been wanting to see for years on the main roster. And I'm like, okay, well, why is it taking so long to get this Shinsuke Nakamura on the show? And he's been doing his best work. It did feel like a now or never type situation with him last night, that if he wasn't going to win it then, he's not going to win it. Man, I felt like he should have won it at Payback personally, and then he could have lost it back last night. But regardless, Seth Rollins keeps putting on banger performances. Nakamura's doing the best work of his life right now, and you still got Damian Priest hanging out there somewhere, and he doesn't have the tag team title program to keep him busy anymore. So the World Heavyweight title picture is interesting right now.
No doubt. All right, we're going to step back, take a break, and we come back. We're going to have a little bit more with Ricky Chino. Where's my buddy David Difference hanging out in here too. And we're going to ask about that press conference because holy cow, that was unbelievable. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with more on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. We'll be right back. If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
Dreaming of a relaxing retirement but need the roadmap to get there? The Asset Preservation Hour with Stuart Willis can help you build the path. Saturdays at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 10 a.m. on 101.5 KDAWN. For more information, visit apsitaxes.com.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-230-8357. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now, 800-230-8357.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-230-8357. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care, 800-230-8357 or oxcarcare.com.
You're pregnant, and no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you can't stop using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco. But no matter how lost you are, how far along you are, it's not too late. There's always hope, and there are many safe places that can help you stop using. In Nevada, pregnant women are given the highest priority for substance use treatment. Low-cost treatment options may be available so you and your baby can get healthy now. If you or someone you love is pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant and using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 to find help today. SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org also has resources for healthcare providers, friends, and family. If you want to help someone who's pregnant and using, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 today. Sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
It kind of set me back a little bit education-wise.
I think personally it just changed the way I looked at medicine.
As a people, we have to work together.
Health is a right for all.
We get through it together.
We can find common ground.
We are resilient.
Adaptable.
COVID taught us health matters.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
Rural Nevada, we see you. The immediate mental health care team understands the unique struggles adults face. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis related to economic issues, substance misuse, anxiety, grief, loneliness, or more, you don't have to face this alone. Call 877-283-2437 and connect with the immediate mental health care team within minutes and find the support you need to reclaim your well-being. Rural Nevadans, call us at 877-283-2437. That's 877-283-2437. Your journey towards healing starts now. Call the immediate mental health care team at 877-283-2437 to find the support you need. That's 877-283-2437. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together millions of things for our planet. After Halloween, your used jack-o'-lantern and other gourds are great additions to any compost pile. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
101.5 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And we return to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM Talk of Las Vegas. I'm Mark Hoke, David Difference, and joined by Rick Ucchino out of Cincinnati, who was at Fastlane last night. And Rick, before I let you roll, I wanted to ask you about that press conference. You got to fire a few things in there, but that was just weird last night. I don't know any other way to describe it. That was a strange press conference.
It was there was a weird energy in the room last night. That's for sure. And to be fair, there were there were a lot of people in that room who were making their, as far as I know anyway, who were making their WWE press conference debuts. As far as media members, local media, and some of the national ones too. Like I know these press conferences, they get a lot of slack sometimes, and I think people need to take a step back, remember that these have not been going on for very long, and a lot of people, and wrestling media really, honestly, has just really started to bloom in the last few years, and not everybody has the experience. They're at varying experience levels. Not all of them have been journalists in other aspects before. So some people are going to be nervous. Some people are going to ask bad questions. They're learning. They got to get their reps in. These have not been going. It's all new. It's all a learning process for everybody. And wrestling is such a weird game, man. Like, are the people up there going to be in character? Are they not going to be in character? Like whoever asks that first question, like really, really sets the tone for how the rest of that is going to go. I remember what event was I at? I want to say SummerSlam. I think it was SummerSlam. Rey Mysterio was out there, and the first question that he got was like in character and about the storyline, and it's like he was in character as Rey Mysterio the rest of the press conference, and I'm like, okay, well then I'm gonna put my hand down. It's their prerogative. If they want to stay in character, that's great. I prefer to talk to the real person themselves. That's just me. I like to dive into the inside baseball part of things. So it's weird. You really got to play it by ear. And I think just last night there was a lot of inexperience that was on full display, which is why I raised my hand a lot last night.
Well, and we appreciated that. Well, Rick, hey, tell everybody where they can find you, buddy, and check out everything you're doing.
Yeah, one-stop shop at Rick Ucchino. That is RICKUCCHINO. That is on the X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. You can also follow me there on Instagram and on Threads. If anybody's still using Threads, I'm still hoping that takes off one day. But again, RICKUCCHINO. That's where you find all my work, whether it's covering WWE, AEW, the Cincinnati Bengals, the local radio stuff I do for 700 WLW in Cincinnati. It's all there, and I'm also working on a cookbook right now, so you'll get some food porn every once in a while.
Nice,
very nice. All right, Rick. Well, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it, for giving us a live perspective from WWE Fastlane last night. I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
All right, take care, guys. Appreciate you. Go Bengals.
You got it. There you go, Rick Ucchino. Yeah, that was a strange night.
What was that? The craziest question that was asked about Taylor Swift?
That was an odd one.
Yeah. What do you think that was a bad question?
Oh, it's a terrible question.
Keeping in mind.
Now, here's the thing. I'll give the guy credit. I did a search on that this morning.
Trending.
I wouldn't say trending, but it's up there.
Rounds. Yeah. Well, I think, we still got to understand that wrestling is entertainment, right?
Right.
And as media, we're a part of that as well. And if you want to stand out and be a part of the show, but because you're there, it's awkward. Is do I ask them about this or do I ask them about this? Do we stay, I don't want to ask them something over the line because I may not be invited back. Are we hard-hitting journalists or are we just giving them, softballs? So, but you've got to have fun with it, I guess.
Yeah, it's very tricky. When we start talking about Wrestle Dream and my experience out there,
yeah,
I kind of bounce. It was like Rick said, I kind of bounce back and forth. When I asked Christian about, his friend showed up, he went straight pro wrestler on that.
Yeah.
There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But then when you ask Tony Khan a question, you get a business question, and it is very interesting because when I've done interviews in the past, you're talking to a person about a certain subject. When you're talking to a wrestler, you're kind of talking to a fictitious character to a point.
Yeah, there's that line. It's you cross it often back and forth. It's okay, now we're talking storyline. Now we're talking real you.
Yeah, that's something that when we do interviews here on the show, you really have to kind of get that character stuff in, but then you also want to get to know the person too. So it's tricky. It is tricky.
And then you're always thinking of who's listening and how they're receiving it. So that the casual fan may want the character, the intense fan may want the behind the scenes. So you're trying to tailor it for everybody. It's it's a different bag.
I'm not Taylor Swifting it though.
Nah,
not a chance. But Fastlane was very interesting last night. We'll get to talk a little bit more about it in the second hour. But I'm very curious to see where Seth Rollins goes from here and where Shinsuke goes from here. That was a great match last night. I don't know if you got to see it or not.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for Shinsuke. That performance last night was incredible. He showed why he's one of the best in the world. And I hate to say it to Seth, but I wish he would have won.
Yeah.
I really do.
Oh, me too. I was waiting for it. Shinsuke is the guy. When he came over, from NXT, I didn't see his stuff before that, but NXT, then doing my history, is he's the guy. He just never got that opportunity, and I think that last night he showcased who he is.
Yeah. So we'll see if maybe they'll keep it going.
They got, with that back injury, you would assume Rollins got to retire soon. As much as they was putting on that back injury, let that go.
They got to do something about that because you can't keep getting beat up on your back for months and months and months. It'd be silly. So
right.
All right. Well, hey, we've got a whole lot more coming up in hour number 2. We're going to be talking about what happened at Wrestle Dream. We're going to be talking about what happened at AEW Collision. We're going to be talking about the Punkster.
My guy.
Your guy, David Difference.
Yes,
so stick around. We've got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the Talk of Las Vegas, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. Stick around for hour 2. We'll be right back. Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Hi, this is Harry Jacobs, host of The Credit Show and founder of Credit Restoration of Nevada, inviting you to join me for The Credit Show at our new time, 8 a.m. Saturday morning, here on KDAWN.
It's your friend Sean Hannity here. You know, investing in real estate around this great country is something that I take very seriously. Now, I can tell you there are a lot of agents or national companies. They look good on paper or make big incentives or may even offer to work for less money. But one thing I've learned over the years is details in real estate mean serious dollars. Now, I have seen firsthand the importance of working with and trusting the advice of an agent who truly has their hand on the pulse of the local market, that actually live in the market and have proven track records of making sellers money in that city through good markets and challenging markets. And there's only one agent I trust, and I'm talking about Rick and Terry Brinkus of Keller Williams Realty, the marketplace. Find out directly from them how much you can get for your home sold at your price and in your time frame. Don't trust your home to just anyone. Now, I've done the homework. Talk to the agent that I trust for the best advice, and you can call them at 702-456-5959. That's 456-5959, or just go online at thebrinkusteam.com. That's thebrinkusteam.com.
Lords and ladies, be not shy. Come and give our fair a try. Whether it's to eat or to drink in the suite, our festival cannot be beat. Clark County Parks and Recreation presents the Age of Chivalry Renaissance Festival, October 13th through 15th at Sunset Park. Experience 3 exciting days of jousting, steel tournaments, feasting, shopping, music, merriment, and more. Explore any one of our 8 unique villages filled with knights, royalty, barbarians, pirates, fairies, hobbits, and more. Join us at Sunset Park for the Age of Chivalry Renaissance Festival, Friday and Saturday, October 13th and 14th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, October 15th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Free parking with shuttle service at Cannon Junior High School after 5 p.m. Friday and 11 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, with overflow parking at the Sports Park on Sunset and Las Vegas Boulevard. Brought to you by Clark County, Finley Chevrolet, Four Peaks Brewing, CW Las Vegas, My LV TV, and News 3 Las Vegas. Get tickets at lvrenfair.com or text royalty to 888-111 for a free mobile app download.
If you love headlines that make you stop scrolling and start reading, you'll love my podcast, Something Offbeat. I'm Mike Rogers, and in the past year, we've learned about items on the nude bucket list.
It's just a lot of normal stuff that people do nude rather than clothed.
And what's behind the rash of incidents involving fans throwing objects at artists on stage?
They're being treated more like the object on the screen than the person on the stage.
Something Offbeat drops Mondays in the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
The 22nd Annual Las Vegas Book Festival returns to downtown Las Vegas from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on October 21st, featuring authors like Rebecca Yarros, Terry McMillan, Malcolm Nance, and many more. Visit LasVegasBookFestival.com.
KMXP HD3 Henderson K268CS Las Vegas. Always live on the free Odyssey app. 101.5 FM KDAWN.
The battle continues. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. Hand-to-hand combat in southern Israel as Israeli forces battle fighters with Hamas in the air. Israeli airstrikes in Gaza City. More from Fox's Madeline Rivera.
A high-rise building in Gaza City crumbled to the ground Sunday morning, hit by an Israeli airstrike. The blast, a retaliatory move by Israel after Hamas militants launched a surprise attack Saturday, killing hundreds and injuring thousands more. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his country is at war and vowed vengeance.
Israel has the right to defend itself and its people. Full stop. There's never a justification for terrorist attacks. And my administration's support for Israel's security is rock solid and unwavering.
President Biden, condemning Hamas's attack on Israel, pledged U.S. support. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle pledged more aid to America's closest ally in the Middle East.
Meantime, Jordan's King Abdullah saying there's a need to intensify efforts to prevent escalating violence. Now, several major airlines are stopping flights to Israel's biggest airport. United, American, and Delta saying they're temporarily halting flights to and from the international airport near Tel Aviv. Both Delta and American say flights are suspended through at least today. United says it plans to wait until conditions allow flights to resume. Internationally, Air France, Lufthansa, and Emirates Airlines are also pausing service into Tel Aviv. Pope Francis calling for an end to the violence, saying terrorism and war bring no solutions. In a weekly address from the Vatican early today, the pontiff saying, quote, war is a defeat, only a defeat. Let's pray for peace in Israel and Palestine, unquote. Back in July, the Pope called for peace and reconciliation talks in the Middle East. America's listening to Fox News.
New from the Fox News Podcast Network.
I'm Emily Campagno, and this is the Fox True Crime Podcast.
And I had nothing to do with her disappearance.
I sit down with the people who lived the nightmares.
I was in shock. I was just devastated.
The investigators who tirelessly worked on the case.
And I really hope that they can catch this guy.
Bringing you closer to the story than you ever thought possible.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
These are the stories that keep you up at night.
Get all of your favorite Fox News podcasts commercial-free on Apple Podcasts with Fox News Podcasts Plus. From Dana Perino, Kennedy, Ben Domenech, The Duffys, and many more. Subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com. The Fox News Rundown, a contrast of perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. Your daily dose of news twice a day, featuring insight from top newsmakers, reporters, and Fox News contributors. Listen and subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Hey, that first hour was so amazing. Let's do it even better this time around. Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
That's what we do. Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the Talk of Las Vegas. Best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I'm that guy, Mark Hoke. My esteemed superstar.
Hey.
Amazing, incredible.
Finally.
What do you finally? What are you talking about?
Finally, some flowers over here.
I tell everybody how awesome you are all the time.
Well, maybe you should tell me, Mark. All right? Maybe you should tell me. I'm the David difference. What a difference! I shine my own brass over here, man.
Finish your catchphrase.
Oh, what a difference a Dave makes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats, dogs, and even squirrels. We're live, 101.5 KDAWN.
Squirrels?
Squirrels, man. You don't like squirrels?
Didn't say I didn't like squirrels, but I don't know if there's a demographic for squirrels on the show.
They're an important part of the ecosystem.
That I won't debate. Bees are very important too.
Yeah, they are, man. We're talking about bees and fungi for hours.
Fungi. Okay. Guess you've been in my shower lately.
Oh, what?
I had to scrub down a little
mold.
bit, dude.
You got mold in there?
No, I don't have mold or anything like that, but I did have to scrub the
shower.
For
the record, I've never been in Mark's shower. That ain't never happened. Ain't never gonna happen, Mark. I know.
Until you end up at a party, and I bet you're one of those guys that just turns into a puking pile of garbage.
I honestly, no. I'm not, man. I hold my stuff. I drink like a gentleman. Martinis and martinis.
You probably wouldn't do that at my place. You probably trash it.
Yeah. Well, at your place, yeah.
Yeah. See, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm still not ended up in the shower.
You never know. You never know. Mark. Anyway, by the way, I did want to give you a chance. Of course, last night while I was doing show research and watching a pay-per-view,
you were working.
you were out at a terrific event last night here in Las Vegas.
Yeah. I went to Classic Cadence, the Big Valley Wrestling fundraiser over there at Cadence High School in Henderson. And it was a good thing. It was my first Big Valley Wrestling show that I actually went to. That wasn't like part of like a festival or something, and seeing them performing. It was a great turnout, great cause. And sometimes it's good just to be able to sit there and watch a show, because I'm always doing something in the mix. And right when I walked in, they're like, "Hey, you want to do commentary?" Like, nah, I'm just here to watch the get down. But I'll tell you, it was magical. And here's one of the biggest takeaways, especially in that environment. It took me back to the independent days when I used to go to high school wrestling gyms, and there'd be a show, and there'd be Tony Atlas or whatever. But the kids, I'm telling you, this crowd was jacked. The kids were going nuts. RBJ was in there, like, and they was reacting to everything. It was just probably the most wild crowd I'd seen. And it's all these kids that just want autographs, that are cheering, that are running around, having a great time. And I think often, Mark, we forget about, like, we all got into this as our love of kids. And when you see these kids enjoying it, we're so tailored into the storylines and behind the scenes and this, that, how's that match. But that magic as a kid to believe and see, like, a guy who may be an independent wrestler and be like, he's a superstar, let me get your autograph. It's just magic watching that environment. So hats off to everybody at Big Valley that showed up and showed out last night. Great cause. Ricky Tenacious, you the guy, man.
Yeah. And speaking of kids, I have a story for about kids at the at Wrestle Dream.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh, what kind of kids? What's happening?
No,
Okay.
actually, my kid.
Okay, there we go. Now that's a teaser.
My kid.
She was there with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I took her along.
Nice.
She shot some video. We're going to get that up as soon as we can.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing. I saw the stuff you guys did on YouTube. Like, you was out there representing, showing up and showing out, Mark.
Man, we had fun.
Yeah,
we had fun. It was, to get, I guess, we might as well just start getting into Wrestle Dream right now. Of course, the AEW pay-per-view that took place up in Seattle last weekend. And boy, I'll tell you, I'll start with the bad side. I don't know what Seattle was thinking not showing up for this. Because the Climate Pledge Arena holds, I think it's a 17 or 18,000 capacity. And they were around 7 to 8, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
That was a little tough, seeing the top areas blocked off.
Yeah.
That hurt. I was really stunned, especially, it's a tribute show to Antonio Inoki. You had a lot of the Japanese wrestlers in there. And I don't know if it was just because it came together so quickly. Because if I remember right, they only announced it like 6 weeks out.
Probably. That was the first I heard when you told me. So, yeah, that was less than 6 weeks.
Yeah. So, like, AEW has, you pretty much know their schedule for the most part ahead of time, about a year. They're pretty good about that. But this one, they kind of put together pretty quick. And Tony, even in the press conference, mentioned, they just happened to have a free date that the Kraken weren't playing. So we were able to get around that and do the show. But on the good side, the wrestling was amazing. The atmosphere in terms of the people that were there, man, that place got loud. I couldn't imagine what it was like if it was sold out.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the crowd. I mean, the energy and the show itself.
The show itself was phenomenal. Just kind of running down through that show.
But real quick
okay.
on the attendance. So you said, like, I heard it was a little over 5,500, but
no, it's more than that.
Okay, and then I heard that the last time they were there, they did about 7K. So, I mean, maybe it's just that, like, they was taking a dump on Vegas, saying Vegas ain't their wrestling town, but maybe that's Seattle.
Yeah, because when we had Double or Nothing here, it was the area around the hard cam. And for a little while, there was a section on the other side that was open for a little bit till people got in there or whatever. But, when we were getting destroyed, like, they should take Double or Nothing out of Las Vegas. I got to tell you, that was the one disappointing part to me was
Seattle.
No offense to you guys up in Seattle, but you got to do better than that for a pay-per-view.
Well, now we're sounding like everybody that was, who knows? Do you think I mean, are we going to blame Seattle on it, or just, I mean, because you can't run a major corporation business promotion, wrestling promotion like an indie and just like pop up shows here and there. It's like, have your schedule, stick to them. You know, if you want that turnout.
Yeah, I think it needed more time.
Yeah.
That's one thing that seems to be a trend for WWE and AEW is these cards are coming together so late.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they needed for something like this to be able to give it a little more hype. Plus, MJF wasn't defending the world championship either. So that probably didn't help, even though he was on the card. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I mean, that was a little weird.
Well, tell me this, AEW, right? Their matches, a lot of their matches is like they bring in people from like, you know, Japan, this and that people know. You got to be a hardcore fan to know. So a lot of people that watch WWE, you could just pick up and go with it. I think a lot of times on these shows, it's like, I don't know who this guy is. Always great matches, but a lot of times people are unaware that this is a big match because they don't have no clue who the opponent is that they brought in, you know, the history of them. Does that resonate with you, Marcus?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think that sometimes some of these guys, they need to do a little better job explaining who they are.
Yeah.
For the Japanese wrestlers. But, you know, because you can't assume that everybody just knows. I mean, the AEW fan tends to follow Japanese wrestling and just, you know, wrestling in general, knows a lot more about the independents, I think, than the casual WWE fan. But yeah, they could do a little better hyping these guys up.
Yeah, I think that's even for me. It's like, I don't know who this is, and I feel stupid because it's like, they're the greatest ever to come. Oh my God, look at him! Like, who is he? What has he done? I don't know. So
yeah, so I mean, some of them I do know. Some of them I'm getting familiar with myself because I haven't watched a lot of New Japan. It is on Access here if you have DirecTV, so you can watch New Japan. But just kind of going down through the card, some highlights. Nick Wayne got crushed by Luchasaurus on the pre-show, by the way, which may have precipitated what happened later. Because Nick was a bad boy.
Yeah, Nick, he's got that rise, huh?
Yeah, he does. Got to see Bad Dude Tito, by the way.
Yeah, he was in the pre-show.
Yeah, he's part of TMDK, their stable, or the Mighty Don't Kneel, which is Zack Saber's stable. And they did a great match with the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. But that was fun to see him get in there.
Yeah, is he signed? Or was that like a one-off?
Probably one-off.
Okay.
MJF successfully defended the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships all by himself. Adam Cole's ankle injury is legit. He is out for a while. And MJF is going to try and defend the ROH Tag Team titles all alone. There was a funny spot in this match.
Kangaroo kick.
Oh, they got the kangaroo kick in on the Righteous.
Garbage.
Dutch and Vincent, who have been... Stop it.
Garbage.
The kangaroo kick is fun.
Garbage. I mean, I guess if I take it back to when I said a 6-year-old kid would like it, yes, cool.
Well, I like it too.
Well, I mean...
What?
I mean, of course you
kangaroo kick you.
Please do.
No, but here was the funny part, and I kind of knew what was coming when he said it. So before the match started, MJF told the Righteous, "I'm going to stick your head up his buttocks."
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see the movie Hancock?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You remember the jail scene?
Yeah, I know. He stole it from that.
Absolutely. The second he said it, I said, they're going to do a Hancock here.
Right. Well, look at
now, they didn't do a literal one.
They didn't do it?
No, but they ended up
Dutch got
whipped in the corner, and he threw Vincent into him, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a good hokey comedy over there.
What's your problem?
I don't know. I noticed, I don't know what they take a lot of stuff from a lot of stuff. And like blatantly, like, oh yeah, hey, maybe because it's a different generation, other people won't remember, you know, and some of us do, but I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Well, MJF's really good at that.
Yeah, I mean, like with the Bret Hart thing studied. And the
he has studied, so that was kind of fun. But MJF keeps the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles in a handicap match.
That's your guy, man.
Yeah. We'll talk about what he did to me this time.
Yeah.
Let's see. We had Eddie Kingston beat Shibata, defending the Ring of Honor World Championship, the Strong Openweight Championship. Pretty hard-hitting match there. Chris Statlander and Julia Hart, boy, that crowd got going on that.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, yeah?
And Julia Hart looked great. It is so unbelievable that just a couple years ago, she was goofing around as a cheerleader. And now she's this evil witchy who can actually wrestle. She did a great job. And I think a lot of people and the crowd really, it was funny because I remember when I had seen Ruby Soho and Chris Statlander, where the crowd turned on Ruby, started rooting for Chris. Well, the same thing happened to Chris this time. They were rooting for Julia.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That may be a Seattle thing. Who knows? But pretty good match there. Pretty wild.
Oh, yeah, Seattle and witches.
It's just dark up
there. Was it Salem, right? Where's Salem?
That's
Washington?
Massachusetts.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Wrong side.
Where is that at?
Wrong side.
Oh, you know what I'm saying.
I know what
I'm
you're
trying
saying.
to tie it in here.
You tried. It was a good effort, David Difference.
There's a Salem, Seattle.
Okay. Four-way tag match to win a shot at the AEW tag titles. Young Bucks win it. Ray Phoenix fakes an injury. And apparently, and honestly, I thought he was hurt. I really did. I thought he was legit hurt.
Who faked it?
Ray Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
But apparently they just wanted to keep him healthy for the when he was defending the international title. So, but fun match. So Bucks win. Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. Dude, the house was torn down. Just going crazy for Swerve.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he's born in that area, but man, did they love him up there.
Yeah, he definitely making moves, man. He on the rise. I know you did the interview, and I was dope, and I've been doing research on him too because of that. And it's like, yeah, okay, he's the guy.
Yeah, Swerve looked amazing, and boy, Hangman Adam Page takes another big loss.
Yay!
He might be on the, I won't say on the outs.
Yeah, get him out of there. I'm not a Hangman Page
guy.
guy.
I'm not a big Hangman guy. I was.
What changed it, or what?
Let me ask you a question, Dave. When you think of a cowboy, when I think of a cowboy, what do you think of?
The Marlboro Man, John Wayne,
tough guys,
the Django,
Wow. I think of a man's man, tough, strong, aggressive, powerful,
like me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Whatever you say.
I'm a cowboy.
Hangman Adam Page is the anxious millennial cowboy.
Yeah, I don't get
that.
Cowboy.
Doesn't work.
What? So he was Ring of Honor, yeah.
Hangman? No, he was. He was in there for a while. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like before.
Yeah, before EW. Yes.
So was he the cowboy?
He was still the Hangman. He was tough.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's not tough now.
JBL. That's a cowboy.
That's a cowboy. Like Ron Bass was a cowboy.
That's
Stan
a cowboy.
Hansen was a
Blackjack
cowboy.
Mulligan.
Right.
Yeah, this ain't no cowboy,
This
man.
is not the Hangman I want.
It's a sheep herder. Sheep herder.
You might be right. And no offense to the Hangman.
Well, you just offended him. What are you talking about? He's no cowboy. That's 100% offense.
You got to get rid of the anxious millennial crap. Come on, get mean again. I mean, and he just had that death match with Mox a while ago, which was a bloodbath. But I just, but Swerve completely out-promoted him all the way up through this thing from the start to the end. Totally out-promoted him.
Yeah, he made it.
So
he made it a thing, man.
Yeah, so Hangman's got to watch that.
Gotta go.
Ricky Starks beat Wheeler Yuta. They kind of threw that on there. I'm going to save the next match that was on the card because I want to have a long discussion about this.
Okay.
Don Callis family beats Chris Jericho and the Golden Elite. Don Callis steps in, takes care of that. FTR beats Aussie Open, which is about the point where the crowd was kind of like, because normally they're jacked for an FTR match, but not this time. And then the main event, Christian Cage knocks off Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland makes his debut, which blew the lid off the place too. But when we come back, those are the two things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the return of Adam Copeland, and I want to talk about the match with Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr., I gave that high praise. I think Bryan Danielson appreciated it too.
What do you get, 5 stars?
Meltzer gave it a 5.5.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, your whole rating system is flawed if you're giving 5.5 out of 5.
Yeah, you can't do that. But anyway, we'll come back with a whole lot more here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM, The Talk of Las Vegas. David Difference, I'm Mark Hoke. We'll be right back.
Richard Harris Law Firm.
From everywhere they call in, Carson City, Carlin, Winnemucca, Elko, Sparks, and Vegas. All those wins have made us famous.
When they're injured, more Nevadans turn to the Richard Harris Law Firm. Because no one knows Nevada like we do. Call 444-4444.
Henderson, Reno, West Wendover. Call us up. We'll talk things over. And don't forget Pahrump.
There is one word that is consistent throughout the entire state of Nevada: community. As our state continues to grow, now more than ever, Nevadans are pulling together to help, support, and pitch in. If you or someone you know is looking to get more active in your community, Nevada Volunteers can help. NevadaVolunteers.org is an easy way to find volunteer opportunities in your area with organizations that share your passion. From working with animals, art and culture, children, or disaster relief, NevadaVolunteers.org is the gateway to many community organizations who can benefit from someone like you. Looking to help out the environment? How about equality and social justice or health and hunger issues? NevadaVolunteers.org has a full listing of volunteer opportunities in your area. To learn more about volunteering, visit NevadaVolunteers.org. This message, sponsored by Nevada Volunteers, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
In Nevada, anything that goes into the storm drain goes directly to our local waterways, which can pollute Nevada's lakes and rivers. Nevada is the driest state in the nation, and we must work together to preserve our limited water resources for future generations of Nevadans. Here's some waterway wisdom so you can help do your part. Scoop your dog's poop, bag it, and discard it. Clean up yard waste and grass clippings. Wash your car at a car wash or on grass or gravel. Apply pesticides and fertilizers sparingly in your yard. Safely dispose of household chemicals. Clean up leaks and spills. And don't litter. Secure trash in bins. Keep contaminants out of our storm drains. Use waterway wisdom. And remember, only rain should go into the storm drain. Join us in preserving Nevada's waters for future generations by visiting loveenvywaters.com and following us on social media.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Transportation, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, Nevadans, prescriptions can be expensive. Let the Array RX discount card be your solution. Now available to all Nevada residents. Simply sign up for free, show your pharmacist your digital card, and save money. Receive discounts of up to 80% on certain medications. There are no age or income restrictions, and it only takes a minute to enroll. Visit ArrayRxCard.com to learn more and sign up today.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
101.5 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back here on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Talk of Las Vegas. I'm Mark Hoke. The David Difference.
Hello. I'm back on Hinge and Bumble, ladies.
Wow.
Nah, just playing. Just for the weekend. I'm going to get out of there.
Just for the weekend?
Just wanted to see who's out there.
Good luck. Have a great time, gals.
Yeah,
Give us a live report from the Dave Cave.
Yeah, I will. I'll live stream it.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Settle down.
No, we don't need that. Anyway, back to our discussion on Wrestle Dream. First thing I wanted to hit that I was saving here was the match between Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. For those that are not familiar with Zack Sabre Jr., of course, he does most of his wrestling in New Japan. He has made a couple of appearances on AEW television. He and Bryan Danielson regarded as possibly the two top technical wrestlers in the world. And I'm going to tell you something.
Tell me, Mark.
They did not disappoint. When I asked Bryan about the match in the press conference, and I'm going to be very sincere. I said after 40 years of watching wrestling, I'd never seen a match quite like that. Having, was I a good high school wrestler? Yeah. But I did, and I understand countering and, body positioning and things like that. And I can tell you that what those two did was nothing short of a piece of art.
Yeah.
It really was. I could not believe what I was watching when I saw those two go at it. Just the smoothness of how they would go from one maneuver to another, counter to counter. That's really hard to do.
Yeah.
And for them to do it so seamlessly and to just have the crowd eating out of their hand, I'd never seen a match like that. I really hadn't, David.
Yeah, I think so. Bryan Danielson, when you talk about GOATs, like just his whole career, he's just been on a whole nother level, and even now. So, and like you were saying, as far as Sabre, I know nothing about him, but I mean, based on what you're telling me, he's the best of the best. So, I mean, no doubt that they had a great great exhibition there.
It was unreal.
Paint a picture for me, man. Just I mean, obviously, like when they're syncing, you got those, you said seamless transitions from move to move, and it's just like it's so in sync, right? Where they're just going and the crowd is eating it up.
Oh, you're doing these double bridges, high bridges, and all sorts of crazy things that they were pulling off. It is so difficult to do that. It's not like now obviously there's other types of matches you have, right? But when you get into something like that, it's probably the hardest thing to do because there's so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
If your shoulder's off on a bridge, or you just happen to take somebody's arm the wrong way a little bit, it can screw up the whole sequence. And they were seamless, dude.
Yeah.
Seamless.
Which is rare. I mean, I would love to show that to like a non-wrestling fan and just break it down of how magical it was. I haven't seen it, and that's again the thing we talked about. Sometimes AEW is so hard to watch. You would think everybody talking about it, you would put that match like, see what we do. I can't find it. I can't watch it, so I can't really. You know what I'm saying?
Let's shell out the $50 or come along next time.
I didn't get an invite.
Yeah, you did.
It went into my spam folder.
Whatever. But that was just something very special, and I hope they do it again. I really do.
Yeah, no,
I really
sounded
do.
magical. You were teared up when you were asking that question or giving him his flowers. I heard you crying, Mark.
I wasn't crying.
You didn't
Stop
cry
it.
at the media scrum?
No.
I don't know. That's what
I might have cried. Might have cried
on the way
earlier on.
Did you cry during the match?
No.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
I don't know. You said earlier on. When did you cry?
We'll get to that.
Oh.
Well, of course, then in the main event with Darby Allin and Christian, best of 3 falls. All hell breaks loose in this match. Nick Wayne turns on his dear friend Darby Allin. Luchasaurus comes out after Sting tries to help out. All hell's breaking loose in the ring, and Edge's music hits.
Mm-hmm.
On this day, and just crowd goes insane.
Bananas.
Insane.
I don't get it. I mean, I get it.
Whoa.
Let me take that back. I get it. But at the same time, it's like we just saw him 3 weeks ago in WWE doing his last match. Now he's back and we're like, he's here. I want to see I know he wanted to have his retirement match against Christian. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think Christian is doing amazing work. I'm still just like, and I think he'll help out a lot behind the scenes at AEW.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it wasn't like he's been on the shelf for ever long. He showed up at AEW, which is the B brand.
Woo.
Sorry. You know what I'm saying. Does that not make any sense? That we just saw him a month ago. We knew he was going to show up tonight, and he shows up. Cool. Huge pop. I mean, I've just never been a huge Adam Copeland mark, but great talent, legendary. I look forward
hold
to
on. No, I'm gonna call you on something.
All right,
this.
please do this.
David Difference.
Yes.
You're a heel guy.
Yeah.
Name the top 3 to 5 heels of WWE the last 20 years. You don't put the rated R superstar, the ultimate opportunist,
I don't know,
in that group.
Yeah, I don't know. It just never resonated with me. And here's the thing with anybody that's in the business, hats off, respect. Sometimes you step back as a fan, and I don't know. That is curious to me because he's dope in the ring. He's got a mouthpiece. He's got a great look. He's got a great story. It's just like I've never been like, that Edge match. And that's just me. Like I met him at Sin Bodhi's thing, and great dude. I don't know the character. I don't know what it was.
Wow.
Him versus Mick. I was just never like, oh, snap.
That match was incredible. The one where he stole away the WWE Championship.
He's had dope matches.
I mean,
like he's dope. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. Like there's certain people like
the tag matches.
Not knocking the matches. I'm just saying as a fan, like I'm not buying a ticket to, like, oh, he might show up. That wouldn't be my selling point.
All right.
Would it be yours? It would be a little added bonus. Cool. And I understand why everybody went nuts. He's one of the greatest of all times. I get that. I'm just saying, can I be a fan and not be a fan? Like you like this whole kangaroo kick. You're not a fan.
I hope Edge does a kangaroo kick someday.
Yeah, it ruin him. ruin him. It's horrible.
But I guess we've got to start calling him Adam Copeland. We can get away with it, but they can't. MJF in the press conference said Edge right away.
Yeah.
And Tony just looked at like, no, that's going to cost me $10,000. Thanks.
Yeah.
But the crowd was insane for it. And, of course, he had his first encounter with Christian on Dynamite this week, where he asked Christian to team with him again, and Christian gave him the GFY.
Yeah.
Which may be the most famous GFY of all time.
Yeah, I love Christian. Now that's a heel right there.
Yeah, and he was a heel in the press conference.
Yeah, I've seen that. He's a jerk.
Let's go to afterward, because this is the part where I get to kind of talk about a little more personal experience.
Okay.
Well, the first thing that I want to say is thank you, Orange Cassidy.
Huh.
I have to say thank you to Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
When he was he was doing the press conference and he was up there with, I believe it was Shibata. I asked a question to Shibata and him. Shibata's was a serious question. But the last time, you remember this, when I asked Orange Cassidy a question to Double or Nothing.
Yeah, he mumbled and stuttered. And
that was it.
Yeah. So
during the card, my daughter, who's 14.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this.
Had mentioned that I love Orange Cassidy. I think he's really cool. And she doesn't do that very often.
Mm-hmm.
That's not her thing. So after I asked Shibata about Japanese wrestlers and he didn't understand the question, I said to Orange Cassidy, hey, Orange, my daughter thinks you're really cool. Can you give her a shout out? And he did. Asked her name, said thank you. And, I can't remember how it went, but, and it was typical Orange Cassidy, very
laid back.
Yeah, a little bit slothish.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, Mr. Cassidy, you made my daughter's weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Once things wrapped up, she was on her phone telling all her friends what happened.
Yeah.
And that kind of made the weekend for us. People don't know some of the stuff that's going on with us for the last month. That was huge. So thank you, Orange Cassidy, because that was really cool.
Yeah. No, that was a big moment. I'm glad you got to, you're a media press, but at the same time, have that moment is a beautiful thing. A good way to culminate the whole experience, man.
Yeah. It helped me get over MJF calling me Tubby.
Yeah, Teletubby, man.
No, he didn't call me a Teletubby.
Well,
he didn't go that far.
Oh, is that worse? Teletubby?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. He roasted you again, but a good thing he remembered you.
That is pretty amazing, though, isn't it? If you go back and look at the exchange, we'll get it up at some point.
That's what she said.
Funny. But yeah, so MJF roasted me again, and I was the one that asked Christian about his friend showing up that that question kind of went viral a little bit. He's scary now, man.
He said, "I had no friends." I like it, man. That's how I would have answered it.
He's scary.
I like it.
You know, and by the way, Christian, if you, I don't know if you can see we've got some autograph pictures up in the studio.
He's right there smiling.
He is on the other side of the studio here. When I met him here in Vegas, probably about 7 or 8 years ago, I think, ballpark. And I remember talking when I was getting the autograph, and I was talking to him, and I said, you know, I really feel like WWE just completely underutilized you.
Mm.
And he's like, yeah, you know, I understand, you know, you know, it's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes?
Basically is what he said. Yeah. Kept it pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what are you going to say?
Yeah. And to think about back then, you know, because of course, you remember he had that like 3-week run as world champion. He was feuding with Randy Orton and then lost the belt right back. And then it was pretty much over for him. To see him then and see him now, where he may now be the top heel in AEW. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, especially that belt. Like him saying he made that belt relevant. It's like, yeah, you see people, they have these different stories throughout their career, and yeah, this is his best thing, man. I love the heel aspect of it, but he's just so on point with it. You know?
Do you know what he did to me? I asked him that question. He never stopped staring me in the eye.
Yeah. What was the question?
I gave it back to him when I said, hey, your friend showed up. How do you feel? Oh man, I got lasered for a minute.
Yeah,
and it was cool. I mean, you know, I'm not one to back down on something like that. So I look back, but
I looked back.
I did.
So you gonna fight him?
No, I was gonna fight him.
Well,
I was kind of smiling though too.
Yeah,
like I got a pretty good answer out of him. But yeah, I mean, Christian's heel work is incredible. And what are some of the other real highlights of that press conference?
Was CM Punk there?
No, CM Punk wasn't
He didn't
there.
show up?
No.
Oh, damn. I'm looking for Phil to get back in the build. Well, I mean, it's gonna be epic, man. Now that's something that we're all gonna go bananas for.
Yeah, but and we're going to get into that in a little bit.
Okay.
But just want to thank AEW for taking great care of us up at Wrestle Dream and all the fans. You know, we got some fan videos up there as well. And like I said, we'll get some of the press conference stuff up. But it was a terrific night in Seattle. And I want to thank AEW for giving us the opportunity to get in there.
Yeah.
I wish there had been more media there, though, too.
Well, no,
they kept asking. I was fine. I benefited.
Yeah. I would hope it was just me and the talent. Let's go. Like nobody show up. Let's do this thing.
I was sitting next to Brian Alvarez, by the way, from Wrestling Observer.
Yeah.
And Christian roasted him after he got done with me.
What?
He crushed him.
What was he saying? Maybe
oh, geez. Well, MJF got him, and Christian got him. I'd have to go back. I remember MJF was a comment Alvarez made about it being his match being a gimmick match, but I can't remember what he said to Christian. But Christian just jumped right on him, called him a mark, and let him have it.
Pretty much. I mean, we're all wrestling nerds.
But that was fun with Alvarez, and so thanks Brian for hanging out with us too. But yeah, so great time up at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, that's dope. We'll be at Full Gear. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Full Gear
in LA.
In November, we're going to be up there.
Oh, man, it's going to be fun.
That'll be good stuff. I just got, right now, anybody wants to buy a Macho Man baseball card, we just got somebody sent one in to donate.
Okay. Nice.
He used to play baseball, man.
Yes, he did. St. Louis Cardinal system.
Was he on the Cardinals?
He never made the majors, but he was in their system.
Oh, well.
Yeah. But,
Cincinnati.
No, he was in the Cardinal system.
Cincinnati Reds. I'm looking at the card right now. Randy Poffo. Brother. Can you see that?
He was in the Cardinal system, though. Well, if he was in the Red system, too, good
Mark
for him.
making up facts over here.
No, but I know he was in the Cardinal system. Well, I know that. But anyway. Well,
what we have here is a very rare Randy Poffo 19...
Listen to you, Mr. TV salesman. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Dave seems so excited to talk about CM Punk. So I'm going to oblige him.
Yeah, that's my guy, man.
We're going to do it. Talk about Phil Brooks again.
And Cena, man. I got to tell you about that match last night, watching that Cena match last night.
Okay, we'll talk about it. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back on the Mark Hoke Show. David Difference. I'm Mark Hoke. See you on the other side.
Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and look and feel your best. Our regenerative medicine clinic utilizes stem cell and exome therapy. We also have a comprehensive weight loss program and numerous other services you can find on our website at infinitewellness.info. We're located at 8925 West Post Road, Suite 100, right across from IKEA. You can book your appointment today by calling us at 702-842-2244 or find us on social media at infinitewellness.lv. We'd love to be a part of your journey.
Ride for Kids, the annual motorcycle ride to end childhood brain cancer, is back for a beautiful ride the morning of Sunday, October 15th. Whether you ride or simply want to come out and support, join us at the Silverton Hotel and Casino for an 8 a.m. registration, 10 a.m. ride, and post-ride barbecue with live entertainment. Register now at rideforkids.org/Las Vegas. Proceeds benefit the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. Special thanks to David Wilson's Toyota of Las Vegas, 1 Hour Heating and Cooling, and Odyssey Las Vegas, putting an end to childhood brain cancer.
Understanding the many things in a mother's life affecting her pregnancy is important. You can help improve the health of all mothers and babies in Nevada by completing a Pregnancy Risk Assessment Monitoring System survey about your recent pregnancy. Also known as PRAMS, the survey is from the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The survey asks new moms about their experience before, during, and after pregnancy. Responses are confidential and used to help improve the health of mothers and babies in Nevada. If you receive a PRAMS survey, please share your story. Learn more at nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. That's nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. This message, sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're pregnant, and no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you can't stop using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco. But no matter how lost you are, how far along you are, it's not too late. There's always hope, and there are many safe places that can help you stop using. In Nevada, pregnant women are given the highest priority for substance use treatment. Low-cost treatment options may be available so you and your baby can get healthy now. If you or someone you love is pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant and using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 to find help today. SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org also has resources for healthcare providers, friends, and family. If you want to help someone who's pregnant and using, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 today. Sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Nevadans, you are not alone. If you or someone you care about is experiencing thoughts of suicide, feelings of anxiousness, or battling any other mental health crisis, we are here for you. Introducing 988, the new 3-digit dialing code for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 connects you to compassionate, confidential support for free. You may remember this as the former National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which has answered millions of calls and helped people overcome mental health-related distress. 988 is the same trusted, confidential resource. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and get you additional help if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are never alone in crisis. Just call, text, or chat 988.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
For 30 years, the LGBTQ Center of Nevada has been a safe and welcoming place to celebrate and serve the entire community. The center advocates for the empowerment and safety of everyone. It provides wellness services for better mental, physical, and holistic health. And the center connects people to the community. Learn more at thecenterlv.org. This message is sponsored by a grant through the Sands Corporation Aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
1015 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Hey, let's do this one more time, shall we? The best in pro wrestling news and entertainment.
Uno más tiempo.
Okay.
Yeah. And next week, we're getting some food in here, man. I'm getting a food sponsor. We're getting some breakfast. I'm going to reach out to my people, get some happening. We got some high-powered guests coming in, too. I ain't playing around.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I know Matt Black's going to be checking in from WrestleZone, by the way.
When? Next week?
Yep.
Oh. Well, scratch that. Give me 2 weeks because I need a full 2 hours. I got so many guests ready to come in.
Well, okay, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
But you want to talk about CM Punk, and of course, right now, here's where the situation is with Mr. Brooks. He is apparently in talks with WWE to return. But boy, I'll tell you, Dave, there are some people back there at WWE that are not excited about it.
Yeah, get over it.
This is going to be very interesting. But one thing that I did read that a lot of people think that they'll be able to keep him in line. That he's not going to pull a lot of the stuff that happened in AEW, and it should work out. And honestly, I think generally it will. If he does sign a contract. The money thing will be interesting because apparently he was making a massive bank at AEW, and WWE's not going to pay him that much. Plus, given what happened, I'm sure that has not helped his stature for a contract.
Yeah, I think he'll work in merch.
Yeah,
apparently, hell of a deal.
Well, apparently AEW is still selling a ton of his merch.
Yeah, of course they are.
Of course they are. What do you expect?
But he's still getting paid, so
yeah. So, Dave, I know that you are excited for the possibility of him coming back to WWE.
I'm giddy.
Survivor Series is the next pay-per-view coming up around Thanksgiving weekend out in Tampa. I would assume you expect him to be there.
That's the talk. I mean, the interesting thing is we have not heard a peep from CM Punk. He hasn't issued a statement. He hasn't tweeted anything. And I just like the way he does it is good. We talked about Adam coming back, and it was like, yeah, we just saw him. Like, this Punk thing will be huge. And think about the dynamic of CM Punk in WWE. Like, who he can wrestle, like the storylines. Like, he's got so much heat and so much love. He is the ultimate guy that you want to see in there right now. Like, you put him against anybody. I don't know what that does for Cody Rhodes. Maybe they go at it. That'd be dope. But I mean, it's kind of interesting because you got Cody who left AEW, which was huge. Oh, he left AEW. And then you got Punk back. And is he going to steal the shine?
Yeah, it'll certainly jam up the main event picture for sure, especially depending on what role they decide to put him in. Because you have LA Knight, you've got Cody Rhodes, and then you throw CM Punk into that mix too. Plus you have Jey Uso. Man, that's a lot of people fighting for one spot.
Yeah, well, that one spot, that's the CM Punk spot. That's it. Everybody else go home. Everybody else go home. Thank you for participating.
You would pull everybody else out of there, including Cody Rhodes, to have Punk be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns.
I don't know.
After all this.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case. I think, again, we're still looking at The Rock. Love to see that. If that doesn't happen, like, I don't know, WWE, I might have to close my subscription up. But I just want to see CM Punk. There's so many possibilities they could use him for, whether it's, battling Cody or, the bloodline. I don't know. Who knows? But again, we haven't heard a peep from Punk. Where's his head at? Does he even want to come back? Is he over wrestling? You know he loves wrestling, but does he want to go back to that? We don't know. If he's in talks, I'm sure like he just knows how big he is, and he's writing his own story right now. And everybody thinks what they think about him. He's writing the greatest story in wrestling that we have ever seen, and didn't even realize we were watching. Yep. Tell me somebody else,
boy.
And I'm talking in and out the business.
Boy, you're up there, man. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's the guy. When he comes on the show, you're gonna be like, you know what? You was the only one that had this much faith in my return, man. I'm gonna say thank you, Punk. Mark didn't. Nah, I just think it would be exciting. I would be excited about that.
The only thing that I would be concerned about is more on the backstage side.
Get that out of your head. Watch it as a fan. Let's talk fan.
As fan,
yeah.
Sure, it'll be fun, but I will say that this whole thing turned me off a little bit.
Did it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why? We watched this thing to have heels and heroes, right? And then you got one, and it's too much for you. It's too how dare he be difficult to work with? That's a heel. That's a heel. That's what we love about this business. He is the ultimate bad guy. So when it becomes too real, we all want this thing to be real. When it becomes too real, it's like, you can't be like that. Like, run with it. As long as you're not killing people and disrespecting people, run with
I
it.
think that's a lot of the problem.
Well, he's disrespecting people, but he's not killing people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ain't no Jeffrey Dahmer thing happening.
One thing that Triple H and some of the other guys said last night was that they're functioning as a team.
Yeah.
Do you risk it?
Well,
and like I said, I think that they'll be able to keep him, that he's not going to, I don't want to say keep him under control. I think that's a bad way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more just have him, if he goes in there and just kind of goes with the flow and just lets things happen, I think things will be okay. I think everything that I've seen that happened with AEW, and whether that's his fault, Tony's fault, or somewhere in between, he came in with the attitude of, I'm the veteran, I'm the guy.
Yep.
So you guys should be doing what I'm telling you to do because I know best, and you can't do that.
You can. Well, I don't.
But
think
you can do it in a way.
I don't think you should have to do that. I think that they should know when you walk in there. This is the guy. You show him respect. He's gonna lead the way and fall in line. I don't think you have to tell them. To your point, I don't think you have to tell him. He's the guy. Respect him.
Yeah.
But at WWE, you got TKO. You got this whole thing. Like, it's a different company. Like, you're out. You're done.
Yeah, they're not going to mess around with it.
Yeah, Triple H ain't getting punked and feared for his life. Like, you're gone, man. It just didn't work out.
And to a point, I think that's where essentially it's a trade if Punk signs, trading Edge for Punk. And I think that Edge, or Adam Copeland, is going to bring a lot to AEW. He and Bryan Danielson were working together in creative for a while on SmackDown. And that was kind of when you saw everything start to get a little better on SmackDown, because for a while it was stale. Then those two started getting involved, and you saw some really cool stuff going on. And I think that Adam is going to be the more responsible mentor than what CM Punk was. And I think that's a lot of what AEW needs right now, is that they need people like Bryan Danielson, like Adam Copeland, to come in and really help mold a lot of these younger guys.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But the younger guys as well have to understand that people came before them. People paved the way, and there's certain things, levels of respect that you got to deal with them.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them do. I think, obviously the arguments were more with guys like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and I don't even think Kenny was that. It doesn't seem like Kenny was that involved in this stuff either.
They was in the.
I mean, he was in the fight.
Yeah, that's pretty involved.
But Kenny, but Kenny is. I think that was more because he's friends with the Bucks.
Right. The aftermath.
You got to stand up for your pals.
I get that. It just left a bad taste in my mouth for that company.
Oh, I think you got to get over it.
I got to get over it.
Yeah. Get over it.
Yeah, maybe I do. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, there's times in wrestling that are like, this is a moment. I look forward to those moments. Punk showing up would be a huge moment that you would get those. Hey, here it is. Who can I call? Who's seeing this? Let me share this. Like, that's a moment. Bring it.
Well, we shall see if Tropicana Field will be the site of the return for the Punkster.
Trop in Maryland?
Oh.
Boulevard Mall?
What are you? Dear God.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you don't. David Difference, everybody. Thank you very much. I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show, Mark Hoke Show on Instagram, The Mark Hoke Show on YouTube. You kind of get the point. Thanks for being with us today. We will see you next week. Las Vegas, have a great day.
Thank you.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.